you once, and I'll tell you twice. The way I feel, here's my advice. I told you once, and I'll tell you twice.
Hi there, this is Theo here, episode 26. Now, this is going to be a very emotive subject for me. I'm going to be speaking about bullying. Now, I've been bullied um, from a young age, going right up to just about college. And it's a constant thing I had to deal with, being looked on differently, to be treated in such a way that I've never thought that I would be in the position where I am in now. And so I'm going to tell my story. So basically, bullying started for me when I was in school, and I was moving from school to school to school. My mom had to do what she had to do to raise myself and my brother. Um, and my education was tough because I'm deaf in my left ear, and I had special needs for a while, and I couldn't keep up. I was trying my best to kind of always fit in, but I was constantly labeled as the new kid. Didn't know how to get in with the crowd. I didn't know how to make friends basically. Um, but I mean, I've got a few friends now, and that's fine. But back then, I was a very slim kid. I was teased about my name. You remember the chocolate bar called Trio, and they sang Trio, Trio, and they used to give me nightmares by it. They even called me Theodora after the show called Wizardora. They even called me that. They couldn't stop doing that at all. Um, and yeah, I had even had chicken pox back then as well. So Anna was a very slim kid, as I said. Like all of that culminated in the fact that I was very, very alone. Um, and I remember constantly having to defend myself whenever I got bullied. Um, and as much as I tried to fight back, there was always somebody there that would be in defense uh, of the bullying person. Um, and I was always held down. I was kicked, punched. I remember getting bottom nosebleeds, cuts, bruises, um, and I remember just being laying there on the floor, and nobody would actually be there to help me. I can remember that there were times where I was there for a while, and there was no helping hand. There was nobody that would actually put my arm around the shoulder and say like, this is this is not right. You shouldn't be going through something like this. Um, and I wasn't an academically gifted person, and I tried my very best in school. Secondary school, I only left with only a couple of GCSEs. It got worse when I was in secondary school. I wasn't even allowed to express myself in the way that I want to. Um, and if you didn't have Mackenzie jackets, if you didn't have um, a good decent haircut or the latest gadget or something like that, you wasn't even popular. I was never ever ever popular, and it's not something I want to be popular, but I would want it to be a bit decent and everything. I would want to make a good range of friends that I could talk to and everything. And for most of the people in school, I don't really keep in touch with them nowadays. And it's fine. Um, but I only left school with only a couple of GCSEs. I didn't even know where I was going to go or what I was going to do. Um, and I went to college and I got myself an A level. And then there was two teachers that just gave me advice, and I got myself into university, and I got a HND, and I got a degree, and I work now, which is good, and I drive. But sometimes when I look back on things, and maybe what it would have been like to be at one school and just stay there and just see what would happen, well, I'll never know. But did I tell anybody back then? Yes, I did. Did I get much help for it? Not really. I felt so alone. Nobody wanted to be my partner for anything. Um, and and sometimes it was like, just there were times where I just didn't want to go to school, didn't want to go and do anything. I didn't want to like I didn't want to go. There was not really a lot that I could actually um, be excited about growing up. Um, and it obviously had problems at home as well, um, which I'm, which I tried to hide away as well, you know. But it was just tough growing up because bullying affected me. I didn't have anybody that could teach me how to fight, to teach me how to cuss back, how to defend myself. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have nobody that I could learn from a wing to try and do my best and everything. I was just left there to learn things myself. Um, how's it affected me today? Um, I don't let bullying define me. I define me, and I wanted to do my best really to kind of have a voice, and this is where social media came in for me. Um, I wanted to I wanted to put my views and my thoughts in a way that people would listen. Back then, nobody would actually listen to me because I I had an idea about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And in school, I was frowned upon by that. And bullying just affected me in such a way that I just didn't know if I was ever going to be growing up into something special. And I truly believe that I am a special person. Um, I believe in hard work and dedication. I believe in the true nature of friendship. That's why I appreciate when I got a few friends around me that I can appreciate having good people around me. But there's some people out there that I know that's actually had friends from a long, long time, and they still do things and they do whatever and everything. And me, I was comfortable with the fact of being by myself, but I was able to go and experience new things and do some stuff and everything else. Not and That's how I done things growing up. But I I hated I hated being bullied. I hated everything about myself. I was down a lot of the time. I didn't have a lot to be excited about, as I said, and I wanted to, you know, just do well in life. That's all. I wanted to be a different. I knew I was always different. I knew that I was somebody who loved to um, have a spark about things, and I love to, go and make people laugh, and I loved how to talk to people and everything else. But a lot of people do see that, do see things. Um, a lot of people frown upon that. I don't know why, but that's what it was. So, if you're being bullied, here's a few things that you could do to help. Number one, you got to talk to somebody. Try and talk to somebody because in hindsight of things, um, it's best to get it out rather than keeping it in, because that just pents up rage and anger towards people, and you don't want that. Um, there's been stories that there's some people that has been bullied that's been able to do revenge things and everything else. I was never one of those people. I was never one of those people that wanted to take revenge on somebody or feel bad on somebody. As far as I'm aware, some people that I know that's bullied me has been arrested, deported. Um, I don't know what they're doing now, but that's as far as I'm aware. Um, but yeah, you gotta talk to somebody. Second thing that you need to do is that you need to just seek role models, and yeah, you need to kind of look upon them, try and talk to them as well. Try and hopefully they'll try and not hopefully, I think they will do their best to kind of bring you in their circle, to try and help you and put you on a path. But there are people out there that you can talk to. The third thing you have to do is build up confidence. Do something new, write something about yourself, take up a sport, um, do a hobby that makes you feel good so that it's less focused on the bully itself. I didn't have any of those sort of things, not until social media came along where I was able to voice my opinions and make friendships with people and talk to people and and I was able to kind of go out there and make videos like this so that at least people can actually hear me and talk to me and understand where I'm coming from, but also I could actually engage in conversation. So it's all these sorts of things. Um, so there's a few websites you can go to if you are being bullied. You can go to um, Childline. You can go to Bullying UK. You can go to Ditch the Label. Where also there's got loads of people. Then that particular website, Ditch the Label, you got information on bullying in the workplace, because even bullying does stretch in the workplace as well. Um, and obviously, it's still relevant, but we got to make it irrelevant. Bullying. The best thing about bullying that for me really is that it's allowed me to sort of understand that people need to be treated in the way that they need to be treated, with dignity, with respect. There is people out there um, who really, like, they're not so different from you and I as people. Just because they are different doesn't mean you should treat them different. You should treat them in the same way possible, you know, uh, include them, you know, because one thing I always say about bullying, you bully the wrong person, that person can be the next big thing. Ask anybody that's being bullied, ask anybody that's been bullied in school or wherever, um, and they made a success about themselves. People like Eminem, for example, he was bullied. People like Lady Gaga, for example, she was bullied. So all these sorts of people that you would go out there and bully, and I'm speaking to the people that's bullying now, is that you're making a big mistake bullying these people. Yes, you might have honed them into who they're meant to be, but inside the way that they make them feel, they won't forget it. They won't. They will never forget it. They will never be. Yes, they'll get over it, but they'll never forget it. So I urge you, please stop bullying people. It's not going to get any. It's not going to make anything better. You know, the world is a much um, messed up place as it already is. So please stop bullying. And if you are being bullied, talk to somebody because it's not right. And I will help in any which way you can. So if you actually being bullied, what I want you to do is comment below. Tell me why you're being bullied. Tell me if there's any ways that you can talk to me about it, or give me a positive thing about yourself that you like about yourself that you want bullies to to know. And yeah, we're gonna talk about it together. Let's end bullying once and for all. So, in that in mind, I'd want to end this episode. Um, I'll shake down. I'll be back next week with another topic, um, as to which will be announced in the following days. But leave it in the comments below if you like the show or not. Um, and yeah, I'll get at you next week. So until then, peace out, people.